This is the Horse Radio Network.
Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily, episode 1320, where monthly Hit-'em jumping host Emily Thompson answers a listener question about a horse that bucks after the fence. This episode is brought to you by Purina Mills. Greatness never ages, so help your senior horses live their best lives with Purina Equine Senior Horse Feed. It has Active Age, a proprietary prebiotic proven through years of research to support a senior horse's aging immune system. And you can learn more by visiting purinamills.com/activeage. That's spelled ACTIVAGE. All right, this next one is this was a question I had, and I see it a lot, and it was inspired by Precious Magic Gallop Jennings, Jamie's pony.
Oh.
And what do you do with a horse that when they land, they want to dive their head down between their knees and have themselves a little crow hop, or they just dive their head in between their knees and just get all forehandy and rammy and off into the sunset?
The self-appreciation moment.
Yes, that's it.
That's a hard one. That it's hard because it's not a jumping.
It's hard because it's hard to stay on.
It's hard to stay on, firstly, for sure. I think that's for sure the hardest thing, because you have a really super jump that feels good. Your horse feels good. You feel good. I know as a rider, I definitely have that self-appreciation moment on the landing, which is like what I've been coaching myself like 24/7 right now, because I'm doing my big move up into the meter 40s on my green horse that jumps like outrageous, like so hard, like, well, bam, like you're like, I thought I was sitting up and now my face is in the mane and I'm like, and I'm jumping into a combination. Like, I know this is not to the position to be in. But that's, and he doesn't do that on the backside, thank God, but still the same thing. There's really, the balance is so important. So I would say, and that's again, the hard thing is because you don't want to correct the jump, because the jump itself was good and you felt good. Maybe your position felt good. Everything was good over the jump. And then the horse gets excited, or like I have one that doesn't even get excited. She's sort of like, oh, thank God it's over. And then she roots and bears down. And then I got 100 pounds in each hand, coming through the corner, and like, who, anybody's guess if I could get to the next jump. But those are, in a way, it's a hard thing to feel and to experience. It's kind of an easy-ish fix, because you have to stop the conversation with your hand and the horse's mouth, because then that becomes an argument and a fight and a struggle a little bit. You also do need to correct the balance of the horse. And once the balance is corrected, then they won't be pulling so hard anyways. So it's just real simple, just putting more little jumps, little pulls in front of them. So if you have
you have that lovely 3-foot oxer that you're pretty sure they like to dive and land and put their head between their knees and say, yippee skippy. Mm-hmm. You put a cross rail 3 strides later.
Exactly. Depending on the level of your horse, because you want to be smarter, not stronger. Whenever you're getting in a tug of war and it's becoming physically challenging and there's frustration, it's wrong. You want it to be there. There are not, I'm not going to say quick fixes. They're not gimmicks, but it's a different way of explanation for your horse to correct the balance, because if all of a sudden their balance shifts, and it may be as simple as they just really are one of those, their neck is put on a little low, the shoulder may be a little low, and they just lean forward. Like, it may be a physical thing, and you don't want to turn a great experience of a good positive jump into attack on the mouth. Right. Of trying to correct that balance. And then they're like, oh, like now that's all we're talking about, and, bad face, and now I'm pulling harder. And they may not understand how to correct it so easily, because they may be green. So you want to get out of the mouth. And you, depending on their experience level, you can do, say, your little trot and gymnastic. You could do walk at any variety number of strides to another cavaletti. You could do a bending. I like the bending to cavaletti. Sometimes I'll set my gymnastic, my little trot exercise, like we discussed, in the middle of the arena on the center line. And then you can either bend to the left or to the right, like, 4 strides or 5 strides, or, nothing crazy, so that they can have something to look at. You can also do a landing rail. You could do a 9-foot placing rail. That could also be another 1 stride or something to a cavaletti. It kind of depends on your horse's comfort level. There's always then the end jump. When you say come through a bending, if you do the bending line exercise, and then you could hit a little end cavaletti, but just putting more things in front of them that correct the balance. If you can get the trot transition, that's a really good way, because that will sit them generally back, which is hard for them because they're already going forward. But that's the name of the game, is to put more in front of them. I also find with those, depending on exactly why they're doing it, but it's very effective to gently start asking for a bend in the direction that you're going. You can just kind of bend the body so that they stop stretching out so hard, rather than really attacking the mouth and picking the head up and all of this. You can ask for something positive, which is a bend, which should stop the crow hopping anyways. But it's really just putting more stuff in front of them that they can look at.
And thinking forward, because when you're putting something in front of them, you get them thinking forward. You get them thinking about going forward, oh, look at this. I have to look up and navigate. Cool.
Well, exactly. And it kind of corrects the issue as it presents itself in each way, because it comes out in a horse that's not moving forward. And it also comes out in a horse that's moving too far forward. That's like charging through the corner on its forehand.
Yeah. And you're right. It does you're right. Both types do it.
Both types. And then it'll correct both. And then you don't have to anytime you can help with the exercises, I think, explain to your horse what you want to do, and less confrontation from the rider. It's better for the relationship.
Yes, we do relationship advice here on the equestrian jumping episode.
That's how I feel. I feel like I've got like 8 marriages.
There you go.
I'm like, all right, what do you need? That's right. You like rubber bits. God forbid we pull out the metal stopple.
No.
That's right. Nope. Happy horse makes happy home.
There you go. Well, that about does it. You can find links to today's guests, as well as lots more tips at horsetipdaily.com. Make sure to have all of your favorite Horse Radio Network shows with you wherever you go by downloading the free app for iPhone or Android. Just go to your app store and search Horse Radio Network and download the app. It's free and it's easy. You can also subscribe via iTunes or on your favorite podcatcher. And thanks again to our sponsor, Purina Mills. Find out more about equine senior horse feeds from Purina by going to purinamills.com/active age. This is Coach Jen, and I will be back again soon with another tip. So until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements made by guests on the Horse Tip Daily. Please use your own judgment when listening to the tips on this show.